welcome to my first Ironman, Soniron. I'm looking forward to this journey. I've experienced in the main game, but this is my first time ever playing an Iron outside of League. So my first time ever actually playing an Iron. I'm looking to keep this as a video diary, kind of keeping track of the memories, the progression to look back on later. So I hope y'all enjoy the journey with me. I will be starting off as a normal Iron Man. I like myself too much to start hardcore on this journey. Doesn't mean I won't come back and try hardcore down the road, but I'm not a masochist. I want to enjoy my time playing this game. My goals for this are to try new content. I want to enjoy the content and learn it in the most normal way. Early on, I'm not going to be following some guide or following doing full efficiency scape. My goal is to learn the new mini games, become fluent with them. Most of the new stuff to come out: Forestry, Guardians of the Rift, Temperos, Giants Foundry. My main account already had maxed or near maxed all those skills, and I wasn't really looking to put that stuff together. So I want to have experience with it though, because I do love playing leagues. I want to be familiar with all those aspects of the game and have progressed through them and not just dipped in, play a couple games and left. One thing to watch out. One thing I noticed while recording these first few days, my mic has had some issues. So unfortunately, it's all going to be voiced over for the first few days. But this gets figured out pretty soon. So I look forward to getting this journey started. Oh, I remember this. I wish they would do a better job of showing that you aren't in Iron Man mode when you're on Tutorial Island, because there's actually no way to see the helmet on the chat box. I really wish that's something they would find a way to fix in one way or another, just so that way there is no way to come back and change the setting later. You only get to see it in that one menu, or even having like a right click option on him, so that way you can check your Iron Man status without having to go through all the dialogue options. So let's go on our journey. So as we begin our journey, we're starting up to Edgeville. We're going to be pulling the lever going over to Artie. Our opening goal is to be getting Monk's friend done. This is the quest that gives you just a good amount of starting woodcutting XP, and it kind of helps us with two things. The main one is that we are going to be heading to Winter Todd early. It's just a great source of early GP and resources, but I will be saving up a good amount of the crates until probably about like 65 stats as we look to make this push towards Song of the Elves. The other thing is, I do want to try out some forestry. I want to get a little familiar with it. I have absolutely no idea what it's about. That is content that fully came out after I maxed woodcutting, and on my main, I have had no real interest to go look at it and look at the rewards. But like I said, I'm looking forward to learning these things. Okay, now in Sears Village, here we are. We're going to learn a little bit about how this forestry thing works. I'm excited to try it. I mean, it looks cool. I've heard a lot of good stuff, especially from people like me that like skilling, that like a little bit on the AFK side of skilling and collection. Oh, okay, well, let's do that. And there we go. Okay, so, sir, what were you saying again? How do we do this forestry thing? Now that we have 15 wood cutting, I guess that is the barrier to entry to get started with forestry. So you need to cut literally like 4 trees after you do Monk's friend to finish this up. I wonder how we get the forestry kit. Like, I pray that it's not a big unlock. Oh, cool. Because I know that this eventually can, like, hold an item that stores a bunch of logs, and like, kind of like the fish barrel. Oh, they have the lumberjack pieces, but costing a lot. Yeah, okay. And so there's some of these items that require smithing. Do these all have other skill requirements? Okay, here we see all of the logs required for all the non-consumable items out of the forestry shop. Down here's the total, 43,000 anima. Damn. And then we see oak, willow, teak, maple, mahogany. Ugh, Arctic pine? That's the stuff from Night is Not. Cool. I'm not really ready to do that quest and do all the combat in From Nick Trials. But okay, and then the rest of the normal ones. Redwood's not too bad. We just have to get the Hosidius favor to go inside the wood cutting guild and a very high wood cutting level. But actually, if we see the Arctic pine, it's only for the funky shaped log. What is that? Oh, this is the pet recolor. We're not sure about that until we actually get the pet, though. And then all of the forestry upgrades. So if we kind of ignore those, up here, that's not too bad. We just need to go get a bunch of normal logs. You actually don't even need redwoods unless you're going for the lumberjack top. I'm not even sure if I want to get the lumberjack stuff from the shop, as it's just a lot faster and cheaper to get it for Mauritania. So, remember there are also some other requirements besides this. And so up here, the log basket's actually pretty free to get. But then we look and see, to put the clothes in the backpack eventually we'll need 50 crafting. To attach the log basket to the forestry kit we'll need 75 smithing. Oh, that's right. To get good anima bark, we actually really do need the bee on a stick, which it looks like powdered pollen is the item we need for creating the bees on a stick. So that's going to take 50 hunter. And we're trying to finish up some collection log stuff. It looks like we also are going to need 35 farming. Oh, no, we need 50 farming to get the ritual mulch, so we can get the extra log if we want to get extra logs. Oh, it's also going to be a high level herb, so we have to look up how do we get extra herb lore XP.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
No, SpongeBob! No! Stop! Piggy!
Okay, so we are just going to be using the OSRS guide at the very beginning just to help us get an order to what we're doing. Early on here, we're collecting logs up on top of the lumberjack castle just as a faster way of getting a base level of fletching before we go to Wintertod. We're going up until we get 1,000 arrow shafts, which right here. Now we're just gonna get a couple coins to buy some of the things we need, get some first starter levels. This is where it's just kind of more chill to be non-hardcore, because I would have never thought about just the fact that, like, yeah, your respawn point is right in the center of town here. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep thieving till around 5 thieving. Here we're about to get 6 thieving. We already have enough gold. It's just for so low health. I'd rather just take the death to get the free health back. Sweet. We'll grab all of our items out of the coffin. And now we'll be doing some multi-questing. We're going to be running around mostly doing the steps of X marks the spot. But for anyone that's played this early game as members, this is pretty common, where we're going to be grabbing the steel axe out of Bob's, as this is the only axe you really need for Wintertod, as it's a 200% increase over the base bronze axe, but also it doesn't take much of a woodcutting skill level to reach the 3-tick required speed at Wintertod. Now, let us drop all the runes here so we can grab a new set of runes. We're going to be going around the back of Lumbridge Castle. There's a giant rat that we can kill for the meat for Druidic Ritual. This is post me talking here. If I was thinking about it, I would have just gone and done more of these early on off of the guide. To solo Wintertod, you need to be able to have Druidic Ritual done so you can make the potions. Or you just have to do the mass worlds, and personally, I am not as big of a fan of the mass worlds. Here is yet another one of the pieces for X marks the spot. You do, if you're a hardcore, you do have to watch out back here, as I'll show you. There's this mugger, level 6. He doesn't like you. He sure. Hello. No. Can we just safe spot over this piece of grass? Nope. So let me try to battle a rat. Rat versus rat gameplay. No. I think there is a safe spot you can set up here, but luckily this rat doesn't pose too much of a threat. So we'll just take him out. At least we have the mugger safe spotted, so that's more what I care about. And there is our rat's meat for Druidic Ritual. We'll pick up the last item needed for X marks the spot, and now we'll be turning it in. We're not heading into Korend yet, but we're just doing this quest as it gives a nice XP lamp that can be used on a level 1 skill. We'll be using this on construction just to help get some extra construction levels going into Wintertod. Up next, we're heading over next to the Crafting Guild. There are snape crests next to these hobgoblins. Plenty of food, so that way we don't have to run back all the way to the opposite side here, but luckily pretty safe. Take a couple hits from them, but you'll be okay. We're going to keep heading up north to Falador, talking to the White Knight here, start Knight Sword. Once again, we're just picking up a lot of the quests as we take our laps around the world right now. But we will be going next up to the wilderness to grab the 2 iron bars west of Ferox Enclave. It's a little bit on the northwest side. You have to world hop to grab both of them. This one, I probably should have brought more food out, but again, I have a good healthy relationship with myself, so we're just going to grab both iron bars and head back on into the Enclave to use the pool and reset our stats and our run energy as we take the Castle Wars teleport, so we can go over to Yanil and make our way back to Artie, where this all began. And now, if you're looking to be safe going to Yanel, you can go south of the island, and there is a walkable path, so that way you don't risk getting hit by any ogres. After all my experiences just now with bears, hobgoblins, and prison guards, I'm not too worried. I'm gonna check these guys, see what their max hit looks like, and still to this day, there are people that cannon ogres out here for who knows why. So you might not even take that much aggro running through. If you're passing through Yanil for the first time, there are a good handful of things to do. Just south of me is the Hunter Shop, and so you can check out the shop for an already easy diary. Here, we're going to grab a pie dish to make Thurgo's red berry pie. You only need one, because even if you do burn the pie, you can just you can empty and refill the same pie dish to be used again. But we're going to keep making our way on north to Artie, where we'll be cutting trees to 35 wood cutting, so we can do teaks later for the best fire making and wood cutting XP until we get to 50, then we can go to Wintertod. Nice thing is, because of our early distraction, we already have the forestry kit, so we hopped on to a forestry world, and this allows us to have a little bit higher XP rate when the events pop up, as well as we'll be able to get some anima bark from those events as well to eventually get the log pouch. So here we are finishing up our last inventory with our last few logs that will get us to level 30 fire making. That way we can go do willows and use the much more popular spot later on. And let the thieving grind begin. We begin, as everyone does, with the cakes. We're going to be saving up some bread for quests, and then stockpiling a bunch of cakes, both for Wintertod and other general uses. It's a really space-efficient food with a lot of HP per inventory slot, and the added benefit is since you eat them in multiple slices, it's less HP per bite that you take out of the food, and you can use it because you're usually taking much smaller damage. Ah, there we go. 7 thieving. Coming back here, as we're wrapping up with the cakes, our next goal is going to be going over and doing silks. We'll be stealing a bunch of these and selling them back to a silk merchant for our earliest amount of gold that we're going to be getting. So, this should be pretty easy. We'll get a bunch of silks, do some quests, and then come back. As after you finish stealing your last silk, you have to wait 10 minutes before you can sell it back to the silk trader, as he is not too happy with you for stealing all of his silks and then attempting to peddle them back to you. Oh! Hey there! No, God, what? Do you have a 5? What? Oh, jeez, that... Oh, I hope that lamp gets back from Veos. Okay, so we're back. And, oh my god, I am not smart. I literally have one brain cell. I have a single brain cell. Guard, please, I'll give them back. It's like 20 GP. I'll pay the fine. Must you murder me? Oh, I swear. Do you have it out for me? Are you a crooked cop? Was this what you do for fun? Is this how you get your kicks? Okay, we shook the fuzz. We shook the fuzz. Okay, back to the life of crime. Back to a life of crime. Oh, hi. How you doing there? Wait, are you cool with this? Are you down for some thievery? Because we could go in together on this. I'm a hero as well, and I could cut you in on some of these gains. What? Oh my gosh, it just stick. Oh. Ah! Okay. And we made our way back. We got the final silks that we need for about 10k gold. Let us now put these away. I am so thankful that I did not go hardcore and have all my hardcore rankings that I died pre 50 fire making. I feel like that's, I can't tell if it's better or worse when they see all your stats are prepping for Winter Todd. So glad I'm enjoying myself playing normal Iron Man. I made a mistake. I sold my small net earlier, or I think I just dropped it on the ground. So luckily, right by the quest for Sea Slug, the guy sells you a small net, which you need for an already easy task where you have to catch a fish while you're on the fishing platform during the quest. And now, let me show you a quest guide for this quest. It can be a bit tricky. And there, it's done. Okay, so we have finished Sea Slug. We have our 24 fishing, which unlocks a really nice teleport that gets us over to Artie a little bit quicker and with less hassle than having to take the Wildy lever each time or Castle Wars running back around. Before we head out, we're actually going to say hi to our friend again. We're going to be grabbing some sardines because they are used in Gertrude's cat, but you grab a bunch of them so that way we have also some extra fish to feed to our cat in case we finish Gertrude's cat before we do some kind of fishing grind and don't have any cheap fishies sitting in the bank. And so, now that we have atoned for our life of crime by helping the local villagers, let us make a killing selling these back to the silk merchant. So you start by going 120, he'll ask for 50, you compromise for 60, but luckily it does the whole inventory at once. But now we're going to be making some trips back and forth, seeing how much gold we get from selling all of our silks back to the silk merchant. And here we come up on our final inventory as we're going to be making a killing and just having some gold to play around with, take charter ships, get around the world a little bit easier and not be so strapped for cash. That's one of the biggest reasons why you do Winter Todd early on, is it's not that fire making is important or even that like wood cutting is that important early game. The Winter Todd crates do give decent sums of gold, and especially for early Iron Man, that's one of the best ways to get just an initial 100k, 200k gold. But let's get all the gold out. Hey, we made about 10k gold. So that'll be a good start for the rest of our goals that we have to do going forward. But this will be the end for today as we continue doing more questing next time and getting ourselves ready to go to Winter Todd. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Have a great day. Bye-bye.